I was so dumb, but I hopped on a plane, almost drove right back to the 541. Shitty U-turn on the freeway, you turn me from a fiend to a way to you fun. I can wait in the sun for a little, but it's been real gray, and tonight it's a nice C1. I can wait in the cold for a while.
All right, let's start the podcast and actually get to it, because we got a lot of shit to get to. Welcome, I'm Alex King Ski. Tweet at us or something. The handles are on the picture of the podcast if you download the podcast. If you're watching us live right now, we are on Twitch, twitch.tv/abrog87, ABRAWG87, twitch.tv/abrog87. Go there, hit follow. You will get a notification when we go live every Thursday night. You can join the chat. It's a good time. Also a good time, our Discord. Search for it, Sports Brewery in Discord. If you need an invitation to it, we can give that to you on one of the many social media platforms we are on, including Threads. We're on Threads. I post this stuff on Threads. Movie this Sunday.
What the hell is Threads?
Yeah. It's the thing I keep sharing links to in the Discord that nobody else does. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
How many followers do we have on Threads?
Not enough. Get on there. Hit the follow button on Threads.
Is that the Instagram one?
It is. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are we double digit at least?
Yes.
Are we triple digit?
No.
Oh, wow.
I don't think we're triple digit on Twitter either.
We are.
Yeah.
Like barely. All right. By the way, follow the Sports Brewery on Twitter. I run that and don't post anything other than the links to these podcasts. So it's a good time, I guess. All right. Movie on Sunday. We also do a movie podcast is The Fall Guy. It is on Peacock. Yes, it's on Peacock. Not very good at broadcasting football games. Lots of good choices for movies, including The Fall Guy. So watch it. Listen to us talk about it on Sunday. All right, let's. Do you want to start with the Pac-6 or do we want to start with Oregon Boise?
No. You opened the window, so I went to the game. What was so bad with the Peacock broadcast?
Oh, just
Oregon and Boise.
So it was glitchy. First of all, like it kept like glitching and skipping, like you would miss portions of the game because it would like skip. It was really weird.
Crazy.
Andrew Siciliano is awful. And
he's the Browns radio guy.
And Marcus Robinson is worse somehow. They are truly a horrible college football announcing team. I don't know how they are for the NFL. Like I don't really care. But they were truly terrible. And it's not so much like a horrible take, sort or just like annoying shtick sort of thing. They're just like boring, and they're not good, if that makes sense. Like I don't know, like I feel like anybody who watched them would sort of walk away being like, man, like they're like D tier announcer, you know, like it was not good,
especially for how this game unfolded as well. I mean, this
lot of excitement.
It's like,
yeah,
if this was Gus Johnson doing the game, he would have been going wild pretty much the entire second half for the most part.
So I understand. I mean, we did the podcast on Wednesdays. You go to the Maldives. Did you watch it on the Cock?
Yes,
you did. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was like an up and down experience on the Cock.
So I got home from the Maldives like just in time for the game, and yeah, I was similar with. I'm not sure if mine was as bad as Braga's. I only had a couple little like glitches in the system. So the feed for me wasn't that bad.
I kept asking people, I was like, is it, because I watched it on the Xbox. So is it the Xbox or is it?
It was on my
app?
PlayStation, so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone I know that watched it said it stunk.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, by the way, like 2 special teams touchdowns, a 70-yard touchdown run, like 2 huge fumbles, like game just going back and forth, walk-off field goal to win the game. Like, that was an exciting football game. Like it was. Like we as Oregon followers would love for them to handle business better than that and play up to the level we think they're at. I don't know that they actually are because they're not playing that way. But that was a fantastic football game. Oregon probably should have won by more if they block anybody. If they don't turn the ball over, they probably win by like 3 scores, but they didn't. And fuck, like
how to put that game away though.
Credit where it's due. Like I think I said this in Discord too. Is like we're not really used to Oregon winning close games like this, like where everything goes wrong. Because like there's an argument to be made. Everything went wrong for them in this game. They couldn't block anybody. They turned the ball over like at really dumb times. Like Whittington drops the ball before the end zone. Like in games where shit like this happens to Oregon, they usually lose. And the fact that they didn't says something. I don't know what it says. It says they're a mess right now, I guess. But also they're 2-0. So I guess you take that, right?
I will say at least they couldn't block anyone in the first half for the most part. I thought second half blocking and run game looked almost like as an Oregon running game should look. I'm not sure who they moved around where, but there must have been a movement on that O-line to do how they look in the second half. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, they moved Lulolu to center, which is his natural position.
They got Picard the fuck out of there, right?
They did. Yeah.
Is that pretty much?
And so what? And like I said this in Discord too. Like credit where it's due for them. The coaches, clearly realizing, like anybody can see this, but that it's not working. The team they're putting out there, the offensive line group, and they're trying something different, and it worked in the second half. Like you said, like they couldn't block anybody, they couldn't run the ball in the first half at all. They came out, Jordan James finished with over 100 yards rushing. They were able to get chunk runs, which this Oregon offense absolutely has to do to be able to move the football at all. And like we saw reports this week that they're mixing things up because Bedford's apparently been actually participating more this week than he has. Who knows if that means he's actually going to play, but they're
see you next year, Matthew.
Yeah. They're moving guys around, trying to figure out something that will work because it hasn't so far. So they're trying at least. They're not like stubborn and sticking with something that isn't working because we've seen that shit before. With coaches at Oregon, where they cannot be told that they're wrong, but Lanning and his coaches are trying it out. At least it's brutal to watch.
I got a question for you though, King. How was the atmosphere at the stadium?
Amazing. It was so good.
Was the deflating moments? Was it just like punched in the gut deflating, or was there still like
the thing about it was there were so many fucking Boise fans there that when Boise made big plays and scored, like when Boise went up 35-28, it was like not like the
70-yard run.
No, like that, and then when Gabriel fumbled and then Jeanty ran it in from like 9 or whatever it was. There were so many Boise fans. It was like, it felt like an Oregon State game at Autzen or Washington. Not even really Washington. It felt like a Civil War game where there was the section, there was another section,
that southwest corner,
and they were so interspersed within the rest of the stadium. It was wildly loud, and like even the student section, like kudos to the Boise State students. They like somehow infiltrated a block of about like 100 seats, and they wore white shirts in the student section. And I don't know how they did it. I don't get it, but good on them. I mean, I was listening to Rob Mullins way in the summer say that they were a little concerned about Ohio State fans buying out Autzen, but they didn't do the geo-fence thing where you can't be from out of state and buy whatever. Maybe they should have. Maybe they should for Boise. And maybe they should for Ohio State.
Yeah, so you get to see on that.
At this point, it's kind of over with at this point. But yeah, there was a lot of Boise fans there. It was, and for an early September game, really loud. And I'm like one of the first ones to be like, Autzen was kind of fart noise today. No, really good atmosphere.
Especially with the horrible like leaving the stadium experiences you've been having. I would fully understand you just wanting to shit on the entire experience. Yeah.
Not doing the shuttles anymore. I will walk across the Autzen Bridge and tell the wife you're picking me up.
It's crazy how that fell apart, man. That's crazy. Because it used to be the way to do it. Yeah.
It's insane. And last week when I whined about it, I thought it was mostly on MLK's remodel.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that because for years it was LTDs sent their buses, blah, blah, blah. And for about 4 years, 5 years, COVID kind of warps time. Mm-hmm. It's just been random school districts that send school buses. They don't send enough. And not even close, because when I whine about this, I'm not the last person to be leaving by any stretch. I'm not on the last bus at all.
It was like 1 a.m. when you left, right? Yeah.
Well, when I got home.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I'll
Nathan, who our friend FKD Nathan, was like, "Holy shit, I'm home," and I'm not going to say where he lives. But it's not in Eugene.
It's a drive.
And he was like, I've been home for 40 minutes. And I'm like, well, I just got home.
Wild.
You should just think about walking to this fucking stadium at this point.
From West
Seriously,
Eugene.
It's a joke. It's terrible.
By the way, he is in our chat right now. He mentions that the Tez punt return was the loudest he's heard Autzen in a really long time.
It was very loud.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was a very good atmosphere.
Oregon,
period, but especially for first couple weeks of September.
I'll say, I'm trying to remember the last punt return touchdown Oregon had before that. Feels like it's been a bit.
Cliff? Is it somehow Cliff Harris?
It has to be after that.
No?
Yeah.
It was after that.
It has to be more recent than that. But it feels like Oregon doesn't have a hell of a lot of those, right? And the fact that they had 2 in this game, 2 kick returns for scores, was pretty awesome. I think in terms of
Travis fucking die back there anymore, so that's good.
I think in terms of my favorite football plays, it's interception returns and kick returns are the most fun, because it's the change of direction thing, right? It's the quick change of momentum thing. So DAT versus Colorado.
No, there's no way that was the last one.
No, that's what SRAM says in the chat. It has to be more recent than that.
No, it has. But I'm blanking on it too, because I can even just kick returns. The last one on my brain is Mikael Wright at USC, but it was kick return 2019. That can listen. Yeah, I know. What was his name? Bobby Williams, who got fired after the Fiesta Bowl, stunk. But that can't be the last one. It can't be.
It truly can't be, but it might be.
It might be. Yeah, because I don't have. There's probably some stupid bullshit where I'm trying to think of some scrub, but. Someone whose number is 89 or something returned one against Portland State or something, but
Addison against Michigan State, he says.
I thought I had one against Utah, but it was Utah returning a punt for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was bad, by the way.
Yeah.
I definitely remember that one.
Yeah.
That was the one where they returned it and nobody for Oregon was on that side of the field. That was so bad.
Was that their classic wide receiver that had been there for 9 years?
Covey,
right?
Covey.
Yeah, Britton Covey.
Oh, I hated that guy.
The worst.
Oh.
He got a shot in the NFL just because he returned punts so well against Oregon, I think.
Oregon making NFL career.
Dylan Gabriel and them get. Britton Covey was 28 when he came back from his mission and played for the Utes for the third time.
A grown-ass man. Ugo Amadi, 2018 against UCLA. Is that it?
Crazy. Is that it?
That might be it.
That's nuts.
Mikael Wright wasn't after that?
Well, that was a kickoff.
Oh, yeah. So punt return, Ugo Amadi. Really? Wow. Okay. Fair enough. Okay.
Special teams, be normal.
By the way, like game ball to Jaden Limar. Game ball.
Great. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes.
When you were watching the glitching, throbbing,
right away,
pulsating feed on the cock,
saw it right
did
away.
You know that it was
right away.
Person, okay.
Well, we didn't know
it was
that.
like, wait, huh? Huh?
They didn't tell us till what, like 2 drives later, that in the box score, Limar got credited with the touchdown.
Yeah,
it was a while. But...
So there was a lot of people calling shenanigans because of how quick they reviewed it and how quick they upheld the touchdown. But you know, I noticed it right away too. I even said it in the Discord. I was like, Limar picked up the ball, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I saw that right away. I was like, he dropped that early. Okay, Limar picked it up. Cool, we're good. Like, cause again, this is one of those bullshit things where Oregon loses like 2 games in a whole season. This is one of them, and they do some stupid shit like that, and like fucking running the ball when you're up late in the 4th quarter. Will not mention any names, but like, you know, just dumb stuff like that where they shouldn't lose, but they do because of something dumb. Again, game ball to Jaden Limar. Heads up. You know what? Like, when in doubt, pick up the ball. All right.
Yeah.
I picked it up now. Give it to the ref. Cool. Did it. Like Whittington, yes, he returned a kickoff 100 yards.
He looked,
99 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, 99. Oh, he looked healthy. That's good.
Yep.
That's the sharpest I've seen him run all year was that return.
All year.
All year.
All year.
Yeah.
Hey, including spring. Let's include spring.
This long season.
Spring game.
But like, I'm fine with them benching him on that shit. You know? Like,
you want some Jay Harris action, or you just want nothing but James?
No, like return. No, I mean on kick returns. He can still carry the ball.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm cool with Harris. Like, people have been mentioning like wanting to get him some run, and I'm just like, I'm good. Like, I saw him in the spring. He was serviceable. He's slow as shit. I'm good. Yeah. By the way, like Nuttian says that in the chat right now. Give me Jay Harris. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I just give me James.
Yeah.
How about this offensive line block? I don't care who's running the ball. Block. That'll help.
Because you know what? Like, he ran hard against Boise. He didn't have any room in the first half, but he made the best of it, got 3 yards on runs where he should have probably got nothing. Second half, he did have some room and then would still break tackles and would turn him into like 10 or 12 yards. Like, I love that shit in a running back. Just 12, run hard,
yards,
you know?
Longest run of the game.
What's that?
12 yards, longest run of the game. That's
I know.
Good, but
it's
But I was gonna say, this is reminding me almost of last week too. If you kind of just look at the box score, it's like Dylan Gabriel was unconscious again. He threw 3 incomplete passes. Yeah. He threw for like 250 and a couple tuds. It's like
no interceptions.
and then you look.
Listen, 250 was a big day under Mario. Like,
yes,
it was.
For like 18, it was like 15 of 18 or 18 of 21 or something like that.
It was 18 to 21. Yeah.
But then you look at Boise State's quarterback, and you're like, oh, held him to under 50% completions, and he threw for like 150 yards. It's like, oh, we should have crushed this game, right? Yeah. Then you look at Ashton Jeanty, and you're like, all right, here's how this game was this close.
Madsen was 17 of 40 for 148 yards and that 1 touchdown where he was set up in really good field position.
Mm-hmm.
He did not look very good. I think Oregon's defense made it so. I think with the exception of a couple blown coverages, getting beat on a couple of them, I think the corners were pretty locked down. I think
Jabbar got cooked on the touchdown, right?
What's that?
Jabbar Muhammad got cooked on that touchdown, right? That was him.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he bit on a post corner or something, but yeah, that guy was
or just got beat.
Open.
He was. Yep. I think they're still getting pressure. They are not getting sacks.
No.
They're not getting turnovers. So there is that. But I think with the exception of a 70-yard run, which you can't really take that away, I guess, but they played pretty well. I think Jeanty's. I think we can say that, right? You know, he came into this game as one of the top running backs in the country. I think we can agree with that.
I was listening to terrestrial radio on my drive home before the game, and they had a
Maldives? From the Maldives?
Yeah, from the Maldives. I got dropped off in outside Portland, so
satellite.
Oh, okay. JetBlue.
Satellite.
Gotcha.
Do you have one of those like wind up radios, like satellite?
And then, unfortunately, I was listening to Iowa State, Iowa on the radio. Listened to that whole game on the drive. But in halftime, they brought up him and whoever the fuck was talking on whatever station it was like, oh, they think he's the best running back in the country. So I thought they held him semi-decently in the first-ish half. I think once those turnovers clicked and the defense got a little tired, he just was unstoppable for about 3 possessions because of it.
And I can't remember what I think it was the fourth quarter because Boise was going towards the west end zone. It could have been the second quarter, I guess. But Jeanty had that run where he was kind of running parallel to the line of scrimmage and like didn't even really have his pads turned. And it looks like he's getting tackled for like, nothing. And he just suns a guy and then runs like 10 more yards, kind of avoids a guy. And all of a sudden it's a 25-yard run. And it's like, what the fuck? He was dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, dead to rights. And he's good. Like that 70-yard touchdown he ran, you got to give him credit, speed, whatever. I'm not knocking him for it. But I think it was, God, who's the save? Was it Brandon Johnson?
Kobe Savage. And
by the way, ran himself out of the play.
By the way, Bassett did the same thing. Like he was the middle linebacker. He went all sorts of the wrong direction. And that was a massive hole to run through. Yeah, no,
and
you take that
yards.
Take that run away. It's 24 carries for 122 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is good against him.
Yeah.
You look at this on paper, though. It's like you look at this on paper. It's like 200 yards and 3 scores to a guy, which is not great.
If you just box score look, it didn't look great. And I'm not here saying that Oregon's run defense is the 85 Bears or whatever, but Jeanty's really good. He's really good, and he had like 3 runs that were just. That's why he might go to New York.
Boise State had a decent offensive line, at least for rush blocking too.
Must be nice, man.
It'd be awesome.
If Herbert doesn't fumble,
that's a blowout. We win by 3 scores.
Does Oregon? Yeah, Oregon wins by 3 scores, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
We win by 3 scores? We're gonna win? Like us 3? Cool. All right.
Yeah. We got the W.
We get to play?
Bruins?
Yeah, Kings.
But like that was another hard thing. It was just like, man, if he just doesn't fumble, they're gonna score. Maybe they only get 3. Yeah. But if they opened up a 2-score game in the beginning of the fourth, the game is totally different because then they can't just run the ball. And like we said, their quarterback was 17 of 40 for 145 yards. He could not throw the ball. He was not going to lead drives multiple when everyone watching the pulsating, glitching, throbbing cock knew he had to throw the ball. It wasn't going to work. It just was not going to happen. And that's like the frustrating thing so far through the 2 games. It's like you haven't looked sharp. You've been kind of bad in some areas, but if you just had that one drive where you just didn't fuck up and you go up by 2 scores, just kind of unspectacularly, then it's a different game. It's just different because PFF. I mean, whatever. I don't think any of us are real believers in PFF college stats, but they have Harmon and Birch in the top 4 of quarterback pressures this year, and Matty Ewers just flashed, not consistent.
Harmon Harmon is bawling his ass off.
He is. He's,
like
and it's just
watch the interior of the Ducks defensive line. He is a beast, like, and a force against teams. No, I'm with you.
See, I thought they got pressure. They, like Braga said, they didn't get the numbers of like sacks and stuff, but they were getting to Madsen almost like every time he dropped back.
You guys had like concerns about the defense?
The linebackers I had.
Well, why? Because Justin Jacobs can play 3 plays in a row, tops.
Yeah, and then come out.
And then he goes out. Like,
I thought Betcher played really well.
Betcher did look good too.
He did.
Just kidding.
I know we are an extremely
watched a lot of film.
From his freshman year, we've been extremely pro Bassa podcast here. I'm still always worried with Bassa out there.
He stinks.
I can never feel settled with him there.
I don't care how much HGH he got on this year and how ripped he looked. I don't think he's good.
He's still a guy who's not good enough to play safety, who they moved to linebacker out of necessity.
And again, maybe that's is that a ding on Dan Lanning year 3? You got a baseball player from South Eugene playing middle linebacker. You got a guy at safety, or a guy who isn't quite good enough to be safety playing
wasn't
linebacker.
One of his guys, though, right? Bassa was a Mario guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, Boston was a Mario guy.
Yeah.
So, Devin Jackson, he
looks the part.
He flashed like crazy. So the cool thing about college football as opposed to the NFL is you will have one guy who is completely different in the first half of the season than he is in the second half of the season. So like seeing what I saw against Boise from Jackson, I think, obviously he got some national pub. I think like Urban Meyer talked about him or something on the kick return or whatever, but
that's the guy you want.
Look how fast he is pretty much all he said. But he is really fast, and he made a couple of really big hits playing defense against Boise too. So, guys, the more they're thrown into these positions, get better as the season goes on. Oregon had better fucking hope that he does if Justin Jacobs is not going to play football.
Yeah.
So I know we kind of need to move on a little bit. 17 minutes into Boise talk.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dylan Gabriel so far. What do you say? Like just
when he has a clean pocket, he's like 100% completion right now, and
that's my thing.
Throw bombs. I do not like him under pressure right now at all. I think he is flustered and doesn't quite know where to go.
So I think we're on the same plane where it's like clean pocket. He's really good. Like,
really good.
No, I don't mean projects to the NFL. I just mean
college
level really fucking good.
Yeah.
But man, when there's a free blitzer or there's pressure right up the middle, which isn't his fault. That's not his fault.
It's not. No.
He does not pick it up, and it can be. And granted, he's 5'10" in cleats.
Was he
what are you gonna do?
Was he like that at Oklahoma too? I did not watch enough Oklahoma games to.
I think the book on him is that he holds on to the ball a long time because he does like throwing deep.
Yeah.
Where like the knock on Bo the last couple years was that he doesn't like to throw deep. Where Gabriel, I think just naturally, because Bo would just catch it if he saw pressure, it was right out. Yeah. And I think Gabriel's going to hold in there. Just the sack thing is going to be a wacky stat they throw out all year. But the difference between the two of them, and like we've said, the interior is bad right now, but he just holds on to the ball longer because he's willing to. In his 9 years of college,
he also has the weapons to, if you could get that extra half a second of holding onto the ball, Holden or someone's getting free deep. Yeah. And we saw that. He had 2 60+ yard passes.
Yeah, he had a couple bombs. He missed those 2 in the fourth.
Yeah.
They were weird. They looked
open.
Very bizarre in person. I don't know.
But there's another one that would have just ended the game. That would have put it away too, right?
Right. I'm not
two in a row, back to back.
Yeah, back.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about Gabriel at all because, I think we said it last week. Blah blah blah. I think they went really vanilla versus Idaho and just hoped and just was like, we're gonna win. We're just gonna be boring. they showed they were willing and they can go deep. And the wide receiver core is awesome. They're electric.
I just had 3 catches for -1 yard.
Negative yards, yeah.
Yeah.
But
then yes, you were
but
5 for $112.
But an 85-yard punt return, so we'll take it.
Yeah. And Holden 4 for 78. I thought, because the first half, like we said, they were getting pressure. The line was just awful. That second half, when they were able to run the ball and he was getting clean pockets, I was happy with the offense. Like, all right, this is what we were expecting all year.
That Holden touchdown made me so happy. Like everything about it. Like quick slant. Like, God, throw the fucking quick slant to these guys. And then him just the pull away speed that he had was really impressive. And I don't think out of the 3 receivers Oregon has that they throw out there, I don't think you would expect that from him. But he pulled away like crazy. I mean, you could see how much faster Tez was than him on the play because he literally was like jogging next to him, slapping hands. But man, that was a cool play. And by the way, like, frame that shit. You know, like 2 Oregon receivers, that's video game stuff. Like running side by side, slapping hands, walking into the end zone. That's smiling.
That's Tyreek and Waddle, Tyreek and Ashan. Yes.
Tyreek and D'Anthony Thomas back in the day. Yeah. That's what D'Anthony Thomas wanted to do with Marcus Mariota against Stanford.
Is that what he said?
No, I'm just saying he did that in Kansas City with Tyreek a few times. So I'm just guessing that's what he was trying to do.
Do we have a consensus opinion here that Sadiq should just not get the ball anymore?
I think they're trying to force it to him.
Yeah. I don't want to see. I don't want to see the
downfield throws. Downfield throws them are fine. Nothing behind the line of scrimmage or handoffs. Never again.
No more of that
slow.
That tight end sweep bullshit.
Like, out of here.
Who are you fooling? Like, even if he does have space on the outside, he's not outrunning anybody. Give it to one of your really, 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 really fast guys. Like, really fast guys. Get them in space.
Or here's an idea: if you need the 3 yards, run a fucking out route with them. Run 4 yards and then run outside and throw it to them. How about that? There were some very questionable play calls in this game too, in my eyes.
Yeah, throw it out.
Just like, what the fuck are you doing?
Throw that play out. They've been trying to force that since last year. I think like it worked for a touchdown last year, and I think ever since Stein has a huge throbbing Peacock for it. You know, like we're done. Move on. Don't throw it away. I'm over it. I'm with you. Okay. Any other thoughts on this going forward?
Well, at least is it is Saperting officially not a double agent from the Beavs making that, or was that just a cover?
He nailed it right down the middle.
We'll find out this week.
26. Yeah. God, missing the extra point. That's exactly what you're saying. Turnovers. It's like, doing everything to lose this game, and you put one off the fucking post. It's like, fuck. Different tie game instead of up 1. Huge difference.
I said it in the Discord too. Like after he made that field goal, it was the most relaxed walk-off field goal celebration I've ever seen. Like there was 3 guys around him who were excited.
Sappington was forcing the issue on the celebration.
Yes, he was. Yes, he
was. Look at me. Pick me up. I'm running around.
Yeah.
I'm short. Lift me. I don't weigh a lot. Lift me up.
Everybody's like, bro, if you didn't miss a fucking extra point earlier, we would have been taking a knee for the last 5 minutes. So shut the fuck up.
Before we move on, I will say, if you want to spin it, the Ducks have had a clutch drive in both games. The Idaho game just salted it away. And then the Boise State game, they played scenarios, they did whatever, and they won it. So we've seen just last year, Washington made it all the way to the title game by winning these close games. And they had a few ones that were just lucky. I wouldn't classify any of these 2 as lucky, even though Stuart Mandel is very weird and saying Idaho should have beat Oregon, but they never had the ball with the opportunity to go up. But Stuart Mandel is being weird because he lost a bet last year on Oregon's offensive line, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, positive. They've worked scenarios. I don't know. I mean, because we could be Ole Miss, where it's like, oh, you won both games 70-9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. You're not going to win those games in conference like that.
I'd feel a lot better if we were winning 70-9 these first 2 weeks.
Oh, of course. Sure. I'm not saying the Idaho game was the preferable outcome.
How about a nice little 27-28 point win against the Beavs? Just
get Dante Moore on the field, please. I don't want to see him I don't want to see him be the starter the rest of the season or anything, but it would be nice to see him get some reps just in case you get into Big Ten play and something happens to Gabriel. I mean, it would be nice is all I'm saying.
I need to see one of these games, though, because UCLA is not very good. Michigan State's not very good. And the Beavs, and I don't think is very good. If they play 3 more games similar to these going in with Ohio State, I'm not going to feel like we're going to win the game. Ducks are not going to win. So
no. WCP in the chat says Sappington wanted them uppies.
Yeah, he did.
He totally did.
It's like a little child.
Mama.
Oh, he's a good kicker.
He's a
good kicker.
You made it. It's like 22 yards. You did it, didn't you? Such a good kicker.
Yeah. Did he kick one out of bounds on Saturday too? Yeah.
Yes.
On kickoff? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, okay, so I want to at least give him credit for the kickoffs cuz with the exception of that they're all touchbacks. So nobody's returning kicks against Oregon, which is great. I love it. That's such a weapon.
Yeah, it takes a huge burden off your special teams. Just kick it out of the end zone.
Totally. Okay, let's move on to something else. So, by the way, we still have lines, we have list, we have trivia to go. So, do we want to touch on anything else before we get to those things? Because we got,
we're rusty, and I just want to say,
okay,
I know people are going to be like, "Oh, why didn't you do your fantasy football recap?" It's preseason.
Yeah,
I'm not playing in the preseason. Okay, that's what it's my preseason. I'm not playing. I'm like Aaron Rodgers, but I guarantee you, in week 1, I'll be very sharp, just like Aaron Rodgers was, or was he?
Hey!
Speaking of sharp,
that was fun.
Did you guys watch Shannon on IG Live yesterday?
I saw the not safe for work post in our Discord from Nutian, who shared that with everybody. Not to oh shit.
He gone.
He gone.
I'm here.
He back. All right.
I'm back.
I love you drop the Shannon Sharpe thing and then bounce. You guys have fun. Talk amongst yourselves.
Appropriate that someone with the username of Nut Ian is linking Shannon Sharpe moaning and groaning.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Weird.
Not safe for work when Unc was putting in work on that too.
He sure was. Yeah, no, I don't have any takes on that.
I mean, my only takes are, man, that sucks. That's too bad. No one wants to. The sounds of that activity. Come on, be real. No one really sounds great being like, "Oh, you're gonna take that? Oh, you like that? Yeah. You want some more of that? I do. It's great in the moment, but you just roll that on B-roll. Everyone sounds terrible. You're like,
yeah.
A little corny there.
No. I feel like that's the case with most sex talk, right? Is you if anybody were to actually hear themselves saying those things, they would be like, I shouldn't do that anymore.
I would never do it. But when the aftermath yesterday happened, I was like, I wonder how listening back to just audio, no visual, just straight audio, how bad do you sound? Just being like, "Oh yeah, you ready for this? How do you want it?" It sounds better when the endorphins are running, the adrenaline's going, the juices are flowing.
Yeah.
Just statically, it just sound terrible.
Oh yeah.
Like a
Oh, yeah?
line read almost.
Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
Line,
Oh yeah. Line? Is that what you said?
line. It was like
Hey,
sounds like a line read
Ann, do you
almost.
like this? Do you want more? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It just
Oh yeah.
yes.
Oh yeah.
It's yeah, good for him though.
Yeah. He's not not a married man, right?
No.
Okay. Good for him.
And I did like how on his podcast last night, Ocho Cinco was ripping on him for his cardio, saying he sounded like he was starting a rusty lawnmower. I mean, growling is a little aggressive. Growling is we all, every single person here listening, whatever, we've all done the one thing where we're like, that didn't work. Even if you're totally turned on, you're like, that sounded awful.
Tried it out.
And
didn't
growling
like it,
has to be up there.
Yeah.
I'm a jaguar. Yeah, I'm Howard Dean. Am I Howard Dean? Like it's just bad.
Doesn't matter how
Animal
old.
sounds.
Doesn't
Don't
matter
do it.
how old you are, how many times you've done it. You're gonna keep trying out new things, and some of those things don't work. They don't
I
work.
would say, what about like a hawk? You know,
Dude, the Fall Guy had that
Erica, what animal sounds do you want to hear? None?
0. All right.
What about dolphin sounds?
have you ever heard of fucking koala?
I don't know, Tua's got.
Like the Fall Guy.
Don't koalas have like herpes?
Chlamydia.
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 Yeah. Famously, it's chlamydia.
Yeah, chlamydia.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
What'd she say?
Oh, she was talking about koala sex.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds about right. The Fall Guy movie, by the way, listen to us talk about it on Sunday. They do the one of the scenes in that movie. They did like the shimmer sound effect there, or whatever. I can't replicate it, but classic action movie sound effect. That should be one that gets thrown in there. You just have like a soundtrack playing of sound effects.
Yeah, that's plug in your soundboard and boom.
There you go. Soundboard next to the
That's what you
bed.
need. That's what you need.
Yes. Soundboard next to the bed needs to happen. There you go.
Yep.
Try it out. It might stick. Who knows? Okay. We've talked about that now. Let's see. So let's see what else. From college football, Notre Dame lost. Colorado lost to Nebraska.
Man. Perfect timing.
NFL.
They're not grinding.
Your boy Xavier Worthy is a problem, officially.
According to the Bengals.
Yeah, don't ask Jamar Chase. Not a problem whatsoever. The Niners on Monday night looked very good,
Great.
even without McCaffrey. Also, Aaron Rodgers extremely washed. Let's see. Any other NFL takes? Your boy Anthony Richardson threw a ball like 80 yards. Ski
from falling down.
Yeah.
My fantasy quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
One of his 9 completions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely grimaced when you said he's your fantasy quarterback.
Hey, QB1 with like rushing touchdowns and 2 bombs.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Braga.
Fair.
What's the A in McCaffrey stand for?
Strained Achilles.
Achilles strain.
Okay.
What's the F in McCaffrey stand for?
Faulty calf.
Fuck, he tore his Achilles.
He's a system running back anyway, so you're fine.
Yeah, look, Jordan Mason is going to pull an Eli Mitchell and run for like 1,200 yards this year. It'll be fine. There is something to the system running back. I'll say, Kyle Shanahan can make any running back run for over 1,000 yards in a full season. McCaffrey is different, and he'll run for 1,600 and also catch like 60 passes. So he can't do that with everybody. Who knows if he'll need it? We'll see. Suddenly, everything came together, and the 49ers have everybody on their roster they're supposed to. So
it also helps playing a good team.
Yeah.
That makes things a little more difficult.
Yes.
So
Okay. Anything else? Wanna?
I mean, do we need to just shame Beaver and Coug fans right now for how they've acted over the last year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah. So Pac-6 is apparently a thing. And speaking of like things getting thrown together really quick, like that happened in the matter of this morning. The Pac-12, Oregon State and Washington State added Boise, Fresno, San Diego State, and Colorado State. So now there are 6 teams. And I don't know if they're going to add more. Stay tuned for our list. We might have some suggestions.
I like that they're keeping all the state schools' names together. That should almost be a prerequisite for whoever else they add.
Fender with a good share in the Discord. That it's a perfect way to split the conference in half. Is the schools that are actually states and the ones that are not, like Boise, Fresno, and San Diego, not states.
Not state.
So there you go. Colorado State's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, they're a team.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it. I think this, I thought it was sort of weird last week when we found out that they didn't reach a schedule agreement for the upcoming season with the Mountain West. I was like, okay, you guys have been talking about this for a really long time. Why would you not be able to put something together? And it's because they were working behind the scenes to completely fuck over the Mountain West Conference. And so there you go. Yeah. The Mountain West is about to die, thanks to Oregon State and Washington State. So,
how long do we get to just crush all the whiny crybaby Beaver and Coug fans that have been like, crying about you guys breaking up the conference and calling everyone like sellouts and shit like that? Yeah. For them to turn around and say like, oh, how great this is now that they're killing the Mountain West Conference now.
Well, I mean, the one difference is the Mountain West didn't matter before, and the Mountain West won't matter after. So whatever conference the Mountain West poaches from doesn't matter before or after. It'll be the WAC. So they didn't drop them from a Power 5 to a whatever group of 5. So there's a little difference. But the thing that kills me is how thirsty mainly Beaver fans were. There were some Washington State fans that I would see, but it's mainly Beaver fans who in one breath would be like, oh, Oregon, USC, UCLA, Washington, how dare you? How dare you make student athletes fly to Nebraska and Ohio? And then they were like, we're joining the ACC. Look at my graphic. We're going to play in Orlando and South Carolina and Miami, Florida, Boston, Massachusetts. But that's different. And then when it didn't happen, because it was never going to happen, because we're not an anti-Beaver podcast. We just know the parameters of the sport. They don't matter in that regard. They don't have the juice. It was never going to happen, and it was so funny to watch them do that and then be like, spin it today, big. This is what we wanted the whole time. A regional conference. Bus trips to Fresno. Yay! Woo! You ever been to?
You'll take what you can get at this point. So if I am an Oregon State fan, this is exciting because you go from nothing.
It saves them. Yeah,
it does. You go from nothing and possibly because they just renovated their stadium, they are in the red. They needed
money.
Yeah.
Are they going to have the money to buy these teams out of the Mountain West?
Yes, just because of the Pac-12 money.
There's enough money that they're getting from the Pac-12 to.
Yeah, they're going to waste. I mean, most of the coffers. If someone's bored enough, they could fact check me. Yeah. I think Washington State and Oregon State have $250 million over a 6-year period from the Pac-12. But to buy out these 6 teams, it's $18 million per. So you do the math: 20, 40, 60, 120. Take away it's $112, $110. So almost half of that is kind of gone just
Why-
on those 6 teams.
Probably why it's only that, and they didn't go to a full 12 teams again.
Right.
Like,
and they're going to have to, because they have to be
how many do you need?
8-team conference by
8
2026.
is the minimum. 8's
Yeah.
the minimum to be
Yes,
considered.
they have a buffer. They have
Yeah.
a buffer. But by 25, 26, they have to have at least 8 teams.
Mm.
So they're going to get at least 2 more.
26, 27.
Probably 4. 26, 27.
Yeah.
Thank you. Correction. We hear you and we see you. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I've just the hypocrisy of their fan base to, cry wolf that, especially Oregon killed the conference and killed Oregon State and Washington State to turn around. Because then there's no way the Mountain West is going to be able to survive now, is it?
No.
So-
Well, yeah,
UTEP.
yes. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll add teams too.
New Mexico State. Yeah.
Are they going to pull some teams out like the Big Sky now to fill out the
Grand
roster?
Canyon. Yeah.
You think the Pac-6 is not going to add those New Mexico schools, my guy? Come on now.
By the way, Ski, before we move on, I want to hear you cry wolf. Do it. Can you cry wolf?
It's just like wham. That's all it is. That's how I. That was the Peter fan.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's all it is? Oh, okay.
Wham.
I thought you would give me a full on like furry, like guttural.
I ain't crying wolf. Crying wolf just being a little bitch.
Whoa, easy.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Go. By the way, go
Um,
from one animal sound effect to a very different animal sound effect.
Ooh,
You know,
if
like-
Sharpe was crying wolf during that session, it would have been so much better.
But the difference is like if you're Oregon State, Washington State fan, yes, this saves your guys' schools and your programs and stuff.
Yeah.
It had to be done. It was just them being such little whiny bitches for that year and change when it moved.
Yeah, I was
They
I was
didn't have any-
surprised.
They didn't have any class when the fucking merger happened.
I was
classless.
surprised like a lot of them didn't see the bigger picture. I know like Twitter's not exactly a place for that, but I was surprised like cuz this was inevitable. They had to do this or they had to bounce to another conference. It was one or the other. If they don't, their fucking program folds within 10 years, like
They had such high hopes that they were going to go to the Big 12. It was never going to happen. So I don't know why they didn't just see this. It was either those two teams going into the Mountain West or them keeping the brand of the Pac-12 and vulturing some teams out of these other conferences.
cuz
When it came to Oregon State and Wazoo joining the Big 12, in the famous words of the philosophers of TLC or maybe En Vogue, I don't even remember, but they were never going to get it. They were never going to get the invite. Never going to get it.
That's En Vogue.
Never going to get
In Vogue, yeah.
Maybe that's Crying Wolf. Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
Good.
Woo, 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 woo. No, that is from In Living Color. Jamie Foxx did that on In Living
Okay.
Color. I think it was his Wanda character or whatever.
Wanda.
Classic.
Wow, that's like, where was that in my brain? Holy shit. One of the many folds.
Somewhere in there from 30 years ago.
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. So, we'll see what like ends up happening because you said it. They have to add 2 more schools. There are usual suspects that I think we can probably slot in there, but we'll see. Like I was saying, these 2 schools, like Oregon State and Washington State, have value. They're not. It's not like they're. Not as much value as the other schools, obviously, which is why the Big Ten didn't want them. But they do have value, and they don't. None. That's your argument? I'm seeing faces.
I bought single ply toilet paper that says value brand on it as well. So
Costco.
you're not wrong.
They have Costco value. Okay, how about that? Yeah.
You buy them in bulk.
Costco.
In bulk,
no.
yeah.
I wouldn't call them Costco value. Winco, probably.
Winco. That's better. Yeah, you're right. Shopco value.
Shopco's dead.
It is. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it is. That's the joke, King.
Oh, Sorry, I didn't. I forget your big box humor that you're so famous for.
So many wrinkles.
Oh, get a Big Lots joke in here. They're closing down too. Putting a jab at Kmart while you're at it.
Oh,
It's got some Sears lines in there.
Yeah, you got a KB
Yeah.
Toys joke you want to throw out there?
all right. Camelot.
I
Anybody
mean,
remember?
Toys R Us is back, so
Yeah.
who knows?
They're like part of Macy's, I think, right? Isn't that the thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're back in the very saddest of ways. Like
Yeah.
Behemoth.
you get a corner at Macy's.
I stumbled on Toys R Us inside of Macy's with my kid. I was like, "Oh, it's Jeffrey the Giraffe." He's like, "I don't know what the fuck that is."
It's Jeffrey with the G.
Yeah.
How's Annie?
actually, legitimately, my kid, like, when Toys R Us closed down, he was like 7 or 8 and was legitimately upset. Was like this because it was like the one big toy store you can go to and just walk around and look at toys and video games and stuff. And
Like that.
you know,
Elephant Trunk's not there anymore.
it is.
Trunk.
It
Is
is.
it?
Yeah.
There you go.
They don't have a video game section for one.
You know.
For two, do you really want to spend $80 on a stuffed animal? I'm good,
Yeah.
but you know, you could tell by the way the person here who does not have children.
Yeah.
Elephant trunk. Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
Ski. All right, let's do lines. How about that? Are you ready for lines?
You got a spoon? Pinkies up.
Got a
Let's do
credit card?
lines.
Do it.
Who of us haven't done lines off of their cell phone? Honestly. Lines,
All right,
lines everywhere.
Everywhere,
Lines. Danny doing lines. He's doing lines. I didn't get the results from Booble this week, by the
Oh.
way, so it's all up
Because
to you,
they're
Ski. Yeah.
Fake news anyway from Booble. So, Braga
That's me.
winning the week, 9 points.
That's a lot.
King at 8 points. You know, good sturdy effort there.
Good effort. Good effort.
We're tied?
I still can't. You guys are both tied at 16 overall.
You damn right.
I cannot pick a star pick to save my life, so I had 6 points.
He farted on
I'm
my
3 point
right
back.
hand.
That's
Of you
worse.
two.
That's worse. Yeah.
It
Is your kid
It
talking
is
about farts? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I heard
Just
farts.
walked in the. Yeah.
I think he's talking about some of these games we got to pick.
Yeah. All right.
They are fart games, if you want to call them that.
I do.
All right. First game, it's actually not a fart game. We got Bama. Bama's 16.5-point favorites against Wisconsin.
Roll Tide. I don't give a piss about nothing but the tide.
Yeah, I'm star picking Alabama.
Same star pick.
Wisconsin.
Insert we don't need no Badgers reference. Alabama. Yes.
All right. Next game, we got Arkansas State. They're 23.5-point underdogs against Michigan.
Arkansas
I'm
State
going
with the
Arky
points.
State.
Yeah, me too. Let's
with
go.
the
Let's
points, yeah.
go. Let's go with the points.
Let's go Red Wolves. I
All right,
think
well,
maybe.
right, they're definitely a wolf of some kind.
Nah, they're black and red. They can't be the black.
Yeah. Well, it's early, but I'm chasing points, so I'll take Michigan.
You can't
You're
be
gonna start
chasing
forcing
points.
This guy.
Oh, this early in the season, Ski.
Yep.
Man, no
And
good.
then
What
next
was your
game we
favorite
got-
Michigan incompletion last week?
I don't know, it could have been one of the like 30 they had. Next game, speaking of Michigan, we got my Chippewas. They're going to Illinois. Illini 18.5-point favorites.
Such a trap.
I'm
It's a trap.
give me my chippies, baby. Chippewas.
The Illini just beat Kansas at home.
Yeah.
I think I'm going with the Chips.
Ooh.
I got Illinois. Mm-hmm.
Big old believer in Burt Ball.
You
Mhm.
know it. By the way, Arkansas State Red Wolves.
Of course.
Black and red, yeah.
Brett Bielema
I,
looks like he could really mow a nice checkerboard into your lawn, by the way.
No.
I'll bet he can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rushing High Life.
I was gonna say,
shirtless.
he's drinking High Life? What's
It's High Life or Miller Lite?
Miller Lite, I see.
Miller Lite? Okay. Yeah.
He's one of those guys who can
Maybe
just
a tall
like.
boy. Maybe a tall boy Miller Lite. But
He's one of those guys who can set the can of beer on his gut and have it just sit there.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, life goals right there.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
He wears like the like windbreaker without the sleeves, and then sets the beer can right on. Yeah.
Oh, probably a three-quarter sleeve windbreaker.
I love it.
That coach look is so bad where they're just like, you want to know what? Life is stressful. I don't eat well.
Yeah.
I don't sleep.
Yeah.
I gain 37 pounds every season. Nike, make me something with no seams. It just has a couple of logos on it, and it's just a tarp.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
a
a tarp.
poncho. It might as well
just
be a poncho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so bad.
Charles Kelly used to do that at a school we all know. So I believe he might be one of the first people, seeing as he had that close connection to Nike about 15 years ago.
I don't know. I Belichick rocked the hoodies and just cut off the sleeves because he knew.
Yeah,
you need that.
Nike wasn't cutting those sleeves off though. Belichick was doing that himself.
No.
Imagine that, by the way, like Hall of Fame NFL head coach in his office. Hey, could somebody give me some scissors? Hey, Lisa, bring me some scissors. And he's cutting fucking sleeves off of a hoodie, like in his office. Like that happened.
Belichick paid an extra $20 for 3/4 sleeve hoodies.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Guy's a
Jean
coupon
Shorts either.
clipper.
He cuts those shits too.
I bet his son at Washington gets those for free though. I bet he's.
Well,
not
his son
cutting
looks
those
like a
off.
squid billy, so
Get him some trim.
Get some trim. All right. Next game, we got the aforementioned Notre Dame. They're 9.5-point favorites against the Boilermakers.
give me the Irish.
Bounce back game. Purdue's pretty bad though. Also,
They're both.
yeah.
bad.
Give me the Irish.
I got Purdue. Notre Dame's down bad.
Look at this. That might be the third time you picked Purdue.
Mm-hmm.
Big fucking Vinny Sutherland fan over here.
Brand loyalty. Let's go.
Yep. All right. I had a search for this line. We got Prairie View A&M. They're playing Sparty. Sparty is 40.5-point favorites.
Maybe Sparty.
Dude, they need this game so bad.
Just saying, I remember in the 90s, Prairie View A&M lost like 60 straight games, even though that has nothing to do with this week.
Prairie View A&M, blue and yellow?
Yeah, I think they're the
That's the color
Panthers.
scheme?
Yeah, I think they're a Panther.
Yeah.
Texas. They're from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me that color. I'm taking that color scheme. That color scheme will cover 40 points.
I'm going Michigan State.
You guys are scared. Scared of Prairie View. Next up, we got Nevada, 17.5-point underdogs against Minnesota.
Give me the Gophers. Gophers dug themselves a hole in week 0, but you want to know what? They popped out last week.
Yeah, they did.
They popped right out. They're back.
Groundhog Day last week.
Roll the boat. Roll the boat.
Give me the Gophs.
Gophs.
Same. Yeah. Minnesota. Prairie
right,
View A&M, purple and yellow.
Purple and yellow.
Yep.
I'll still roll with it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll go with purple and yellow.
Doesn't
All right,
change anything for you. Good to know.
No. Next game, we got the Apple Cup. Not where it's not in Washington or at Wazoo. Is it
Whatever.
neutral?
Lumen Field.
Is it at Lumen again?
Yes, and as of today, there have been 38,000 seats sold.
Ooh. So Huskies 4.5-point favorites.
You want to know what? Give me the Cougs.
Animal noises. It's officially
Animal
a
noise.
theme. It's a theme.
God, I really want to take the Cougs too.
I am. I'm taking the Cougs.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the Cougs too.
Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go, Wazoo.
Hey, look at me. Look at me. Star pick.
This guy's insane.
This
This guy is
crazy.
insane. I haven't watched a second of Washington Huskies football this year, by the way.
Hey, Braga, guess what? What's Colorado's record?
1-1,
What are the Huskies' record?
2-0.
2-0. Yeah,
Yeah,
take a
okay.
seat.
All
Still
right.
think Colorado's
Take a
is great.
seat.
I loves fucking Prime, Coach Prime.
I love Coach Prime. I just think Washington is worse. And they also haven't played
Clearly
anybody
not.
yet. You know, they haven't played anybody going into the Cougs. That Washington State offense.
Hey, you know what?
Good
Hey, you know
I
what?
think your quarterback's name is John Mateer.
Guess
Matt
what?
Mateer.
I'm switching my pick now. I'm taking Washington.
Oh, look at this guy.
They're going to start off 3-0 now.
Husky honk.
Greatest team ever.
Yeah, Husky honk ski over there.
And Colorado's probably going to lose again this week, so fuck them.
I'm wearing glasses. Like King, is that Softy? Is he like
yeah.
Wow.
Dave, is that you?
Dave?
Keyword.
Dave Mahler?
Keyword.
It's Keyword.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Next we got-
I don't know.
It is, yeah.
Is it?
Okay, good.
Iowa, they're 22.5-point favorites at home against Troy.
Give me the Trojans of Troy.
Okay. They
Yeah.
hit me in the ass last week. They choked that game away. They should have covered. I'm going to ride Iowa again. Just don't let McNamara throw the football. Run it every time. And I think they cover.
Week 1 was clearly an anomaly. Like 40 points for Iowa. You know, that's going to bring their average up for the rest of the season. I got Troy. Like we're one with this line, relying on Iowa to score more than 22.5 points. And I don't think they're going to give up a lot because their defense is pretty good. No, I don't see it. Give me Troy. Yep.
All right. Next we got. God, we need to get into conference play. These games. Northern Iowa, they're 27.5-point underdogs against Nebraska.
Listen, I love the Fighting Kurt Warners, but that Dylan Raiola guy cosplaying as Patrick Mahomes.
Mhm.
I believe. I know it's corny, but give me the Huskers.
He looked real legit against a really fucking bad Colorado team last week, but I really liked watching him play. And Nebraska's like fun, I think, with him. I am also picking Nebraska.
So am I. Just because if this was like 28.5 points, I might go the other way. But 4 touchdown cover, I think they got it. I can't even read what I wrote down here. I think it's Eastern Illinois, 24.5-point underdogs against Northwestern. Ugh. This game is gross.
We need the Leathernecks
Is it?
of Eastern Illinois.
Are they?
You can't tell me I'm wrong.
I can tell you. I can tell you.
Can't even read your own handwriting. How are you going to tell him he's wrong? Come on, man.
I'll find
Is it really Eastern Illinois ski? Or is that who they're actually playing?
Definitely Eastern Illinois.
Imagine putting money on this. Like real actual money on oof.
They're the Panthers.
Oh, that changes everything.
It does. It should.
Yeah.
And they're 1-1. They
Give me
beat-
the Wildcats. Give me the
they beat
Wildcats.
Indiana State last week. I mean, come on.
No. Give me the Wildcats.
No. All right.
You don't just come into that lacrosse field on Lake Michigan in front of 9,000 people and beat the Cats. Give me the Cats.
Yeah, I'll take Northwestern.
Guys are fools.
Yeah.
Fools, I tell you.
Yeah.
Panthers are high-powered offense. Watch out.
Okay.
Give me Eastern Illinois.
Are you sure it's Eastern Illinois? Are you sure?
Yes, it is.
So
Directional.
Romo went to school.
Yes. That sounds right.
Sounds right. Not sure if it is right, but sounds right.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody in the
this
chat.
is-
Somebody in the chat. Find that out. Tony Romo College.
All right, we got UCLA's first, trip to a conference game.
Give me the
They are
Tigers.
2.5-point underdogs against Indiana.
It's they're underdogs at home to
At
Indiana.
home to Indiana.
Nah, my Bruins.
Hey,
I
clap.
thought it was next week when they go to LSU.
No.
No, give me the Bruins.
Yo, I got Indiana big. Big.
You got them big. What is-
Big.
I mean, UCLA has looked very, very not good. Let's see. Indiana beat Western Illinois. Well, they did just hang 77 on Western Illinois. Yeah,
Feel better
give me
about the
Indiana.
Cats.
Give me Indiana. UCLA is very bad. All right, next thing we got Maryland. They're a 2.5-point favorite against Virginia.
Is it in College Park?
It is in College Park.
Give me the Terps.
Yeah.
I don't know what sound turtles make,
Yeah.
but
Well, it's turtle.
oh,
Turtle.
Dana Carvey, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the sound they make.
Shout out to 80s, shout out to 90s
Oof.
sketch artists.
Oof.
Hmm.
Oof.
I mean, Maryland lost to Michigan State last week. I'm going to take Virginia. I don't know how good they are, but they must not be that bad.
Mustn't they?
Mustn't they? I'll tell you, they're 2-0.
Virginia.
Yep, they did just beat Wake Forest.
All right.
That change your mind?
Nope.
Nope. All right, you're Maryland.
I'm Maryland. Yeah,
Right.
Turtles.
Yeah. All right,
Turtle power, bro.
Turtle power. All right, last we got the El Grassico, as King likes to call it. Ducks are 16.5-point favorites.
I'll start. This is the last week. I extend belief and grace and think they won't not going to slop it down. I'm taking the Ducks. If they don't cover, if they lose, I'm out. But give me the Ducks to cover.
I am with you. This has to be the game where they figure shit out for a full game, all levels. So yeah, I'm hoping I could see it being a route, 28+ point route if they do.
No way. OSU covers for sure. Like this is easily the biggest game on their schedule this year. They're gonna play as hard as they will play all season long. Oregon has not shown me anything that they can put a team away, that they can be consistent in a game. Give me Oregon State with the points. Yeah.
I will say the Beavs are very similar to Boise State, to where I don't think they can throw the football.
Yeah.
So if the Ducks do get up 2 scores in the second half, I think it's going to be hard for the Beavs to mount attack.
That's the rub, right?
See that the Beavs, they lead the nation in time of possession. So
Yeah, because they just run the ball every fucking play. They've had, I was looking up here. McCoy is 24 of 35 for 274 yards in 2 games. And they have rushed the ball over 100 times compared to 35 pass attempts. I'd take anyone out there. Let me see what it is.
This game is going to be a slog, isn't it?
Take a guess at what the total is.
Total what?
Total points for this game.
48.
49.5. I was just thinking, if this was up into the 50s, I was like, the under sounds real tasty to me if that was the case.
I think it still kind of does, honestly.
Still sings pretty good, yeah. Or if the Ducks get up big, then shit, you never know what happens, but
I think it's going to be a slog, man. I really do. And that's exactly what Oregon State wants to do.
The only way they have a chance to be in the game. So.
All right. Yep. That's lines?
That is lines.
All right, perfect. Let's hop into trivia. So who won last week?
It was a tie last week.
It was a tie last week. That's right.
Yeah, you found some votes at the very end. Weird.
Found some votes. Stop the count. Stop the count. So yeah, it's tie last week. I didn't do it in the first week, so it is. Yeah, we'll see who can take the lead, I guess. So if you haven't heard this before, I give somebody a question. They have a chance to answer it. If they get it wrong or they pass, I don't know why you pass. You just guess. There is a multiple choice for the other person to steal the point. It is best out of 10. I only have 10 questions.
Ooh.
I refuse to do more. So we had a tie. So
Why don't you make it an odd number? This makes no sense.
Okay, I can throw one out.
I'm just saying. I feel
Okay,
like you're
right. You're right. I think you're right. I don't know that it actually helps the odds of not having a tie. Just get one wrong, I guess. Okay. Anyway, who should start? Should we flip a thing?
Ski starts.
Ski starts. All right. Who is Oregon State's only Pac-12 10-8 offensive player of the year?
Ooh. Fuck, no, it's not him, is it? I'll say Brandon Cooks.
Incorrect. King, your options: Terry Baker, Ken Simonton, Jaquiz Rogers.
I know Terry Baker won a Heisman, but I'm going to say Jaquiz Rogers.
That is the correct answer. They did not start having this award until like 1983. So
right, yeah.
So yeah, Quiz Rogers. King leads 1-0. Back to King here. Mike Riley is the Beavs' all-time winningest head coach. In 2022, he was named Coach of the Year in the now defunct USFL. What was the team he coached? Mike Riley, man, legend.
The San Antonio Roughnecks.
Incorrect. All right, this is the only way either of you is going to get this is if you had multiple choice. Ski, your options: the New Jersey Generals, the Houston Gamblers, or the Birmingham Stallions.
Oh, he's got to be a Stallion. Wild Stallions.
Wild Stallions? Airheads?
I think he was a gambler.
He was a general. Yep. New Jersey Generals for old Mike Riley. So nobody gets the point there. King still leads 1-0. Back over to Ski. Ski, who has the most losses as a head coach in Oregon State history? The most losses.
How about Mike Riley?
Mike Riley is the answer. Nice work.
Like coached the most games, to be my guess, is what I went with.
Yeah, he had 83 losses as a head coach. I think it was like 96 wins or something like that. Other options for that were Jerry Pettibone and Dee Andros, who also coached a lot of games, also lost a lot of games. All right, tied up at 1. Back to King. Oregon State's last bowl win was 30-3 against a 6-6 Florida team in the 2022 SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. Who led the Beavs in rushing that day? 2022 bowl game. So technically the 2021 season, I think. Maybe? I don't know.
No, it was the 22.
Yeah, because it was before New Year's. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just totally It's so fucking obvious. It's that guy. I'm not even going to say where he plays now. I'm totally blanking on his name.
Okay. Say a name of say a name of an Oregon State player on offense in the last 4 years. Give it a shot.
Damian Martinez.
Incorrect. Ski, your options are Damian Martinez, Deshaun Fenwick, or Jack Coletto.
Was it Fenwick?
It was Fenwick, yes. Deshaun Fenwick had 20 carries for 107 yards in that game. I don't know who Deshaun Fenwick is, and that was like 3 years ago, so 2 years ago. So there you go. Ski leads 2-1. Back to Ski. Who holds the Oregon State single season records for catches and receiving yards? Single season.
I'm going to want to say Brandon Cooks again. Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks is the answer.
Yeah. That time.
He had 128 catches, 1,730 yards in 2013. That is a shit ton of both of those things for a college football season. King. Who is Oregon State's career leader in passing yards and touchdowns?
Ooh.
Sean Mannion.
Sean Mannion is the correct answer.
Yes.
Yeah. 13,600 yards and 83 touchdown passes.
What he passed? Was it DA?
I think it was DA is who he passed.
I thought I was gonna guess DA.
All right, back to Ski. Ski leads 3-2, by the way. All right, this is a wordy one. Be ready for it. William H. Bloss was Oregon State's first ever head coach back in 1893. His team consisted of 17 players, one of which was a high school kid, another was a faculty member. What was the name of the college back in 1893? And I have a hint. It did not have Oregon in the name.
Yeah, was it Oh, I feel like I remember this. Was it Willamette Tech? Or Willamette? Yeah, Willamette.
Incorrect. King, your options. State Agriculture College, Corvallis Agriculture College, or State Occidental College?
Can you repeat those?
Yeah. State Agriculture College, Corvallis Agriculture College, or State Occidental College?
I'll say Corvallis Agriculture College.
Oh, it was State Agriculture College. I can't believe you guys didn't get that one. All right, so back to King. Right? Yes. Okay. Who is Oregon State's only number 1 NFL draft pick ever?
Terry Baker?
Terry Baker is the correct answer. We are tied at 3. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, 1963, he was drafted first overall. Back to ski. Who holds the Oregon State record for career sacks? With 37.
Ooh. It's going to have to be someone. I was thinking someone off that fucking Dennis Erickson team because they're real good. Can't think of any guy that was there for 4 years that was like decent.
I can. It's the guy who has the most.
Well, yeah, because you can. How about? It's not him. Only defender I can figure out right now is Poyer.
Jordan Poyer, the
he
safety.
wasn't getting a lot of sacks.
The safety.
Yeah, he wasn't getting a lot of sacks.
He did not. Yeah. No, it is not not Poyer. King, your options. Victor Butler, Bill Swancutt, or Slade Norris?
I'm going Bill Swancutt.
Bill Swancutt is the
he was there
is the
for like
correct
7
answer.
years.
Yes.
I think he went to McNary High School too. Don't fact check that.
Sounds like a thing. All right, King leads 4-3. Last question. I think Ski's probably. Wait, no, this goes to you, King, right? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Whew. All right, I think you're probably gonna get this one.
Some book cooking here at the end.
Yeah,
saving the
no,
last
I didn't.
one.
I didn't have
We
this question, just like last week. I'm just making this up. Who is Oregon State's all-time leading rusher?
Their mascot is what?
Yeah. Rushing yards and touchdowns. All-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Who is it?
I'll say Kenny Simonton just because he was there for 4 years.
That is correct.
Just because I think he has like 2,000 yards more than like second place.
Well, Steven Jackson, and I think Simonton's senior year was actually pretty terrible, if I remember correctly.
But Steve Jack was only there for 3, I think.
Or 3, yeah.
He was a
Unless
transfer, right? Yeah.
Yeah, unless
Was
he
he?
got that many yards in 3 years.
Was he only a 2-year guy?
Yeah, he was a Dennis Erickson transfer, I think, right? One of the
Okay.
yeah. Swancutt went to Sprague, says WC.
Sprague. So he was an Olympian, right? Are they the Olies? Is that what they call the Sprague? I
Sounds
think they're
about
the
right.
Olies.
Sounds
The
about
Olymp-
right.
they're Olies, right? Yeah.
Simonton finished his career with 5,044 yards and 59 touchdowns.
That's a
lot.
4-year senior right
It
there.
sure is. Sure is.
Ooh, was Quiz not a 4-year guy? He must have only had 3 years of playing.
I think he left early, right?
Yeah,
I think he did leave.
he did.
early.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, which is crazy. Like he and LaMichael, right? Like if they had stayed 4 years, would have destroyed the national records. Like, yeah.
And why would they leave early too? It's like, yeah.
LaMichael could
Quiz
go.
made it
LaMichael
easy.
could go play for his college coach with the
Yeah.
49ers. That's why. Yeah, that didn't work out for either of them.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right, end of trivia. Let's do our list.
Oh God, we still got the list.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Our list this week, again, comes from the Discord, and it is the top 3 schools. It comes from WCP in the Discord, I believe. Let me verify that real quick. Yes, it is. Yep. WCP 541 in the Discord. Top 3 teams that the Pac-6 should add next. Top 3 schools the Pac-6
I'll start.
needs
I think
to
it's
add.
an easy one.
Go for it.
My number 3, they should add your bows.
That is also my number 3. Yep. It's a fucking no-brainer. Like,
No, I mean, unless you count, how expensive it is to get there. But
not my problem.
other than that,
Yeah, they don't care about that.
Not my problem. Yeah.
my number 3,
Yeah, go for it.
UNLV.
See,
I got them too. Makes sense.
you add those 2 schools, Hawaii and Vegas, those are destination flights, my friends. That's
And
easy.
they're not very good at football, so that helps things too.
UNLV's
More
not bad.
wins.
UNLV's not bad this year.
What, 2-0?
Okay.
2-0?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
And they got
might be
that.
3-0. Were they a week 0 team?
We didn't pay attention to week 0. Famously on this podcast, we talked about that ski. So
Week 0. Yeah.
what's that? From the chat, WCP says Cal. Yeah, I mean, yes, bring back Cal and Stanford. I guess that's all right.
They're not going to take a pay cut to go back to the Pac.
Kind of makes sense. Nuttian says Long Beach Community College, LBCC. Is that what that is?
Oh, Lynn Benton Community College?
Or is that Lynn Benton? Is that Lynn Benton?
I think that's Lynn Benton.
That's even better. Long Beach isn't bad either, by the way. SRAM541 in the chat says North Dakota State. And then Booble says, yeah, he did mean Lynn Benton Community College. Fantastic.
Good.
Fantastic. And Booble says
Some Mecca in there too.
Booble says Florida State.
Oh. How far the Seminoles have fallen.
I still think college football needs to go to the European football style. And you bounce the 2 bottom teams from the ACC or whatever to the fucking Pac. And move the 2-1 up.
Can't for academic purposes.
We established that no one cares about
Academia.
academics.
God, look at this, man. We're adding Hawaii.
Are you an AAC school?
We got Hawaii. We got Vegas. We got Tallahassee.
Well, we're talking about academics, and we're going Hawaii, Vegas, Lynn Benton, yeah.
Florida State, Lynn Benton.
Perfect. Actually, it's perfect.
I never said if they get to the 8 teams to be like a real conference, are they eligible for an automatic bid level conference?
Technically, like their winner is not automatically in, but they could be the highest ranked.
Yeah. So they but the conference wouldn't get then auto whoever wins.
Not
conference
auto.
in.
Not
All
auto.
right, good. All right.
From what I understand, I'm an idiot, but I tried to read that today, and I don't think it's
I
automatic.
couldn't find anything on that, so I was just like, all right. But all right. My number 2. I mean, these Beavs and Cougs are supposed to be very patriotic, right? Shouldn't they just let Air Force in?
Thank you for your service.
Be America's fucking conference here. I mean, come on.
Proud to be an American.
Yeah, thank you for your service for the auto win every season, the auto conference win. Appreciate it.
Air Force every now and then runs out a banger offense.
I remember Bo Morgan in the late 90s, a quarterback. Just
Hey, did they come back to the wing T? First they were the air raid. I feel like they might have gone back to like.
well, they're running that military wishbone.
But they had some years where they were just airing it out and was awesome.
slinging it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
awesome.
when they played Oregon in the Vegas Bowl, right? Yeah. I'm killing myself because I can't remember the name of their coach that year. It's really bugging me. Maybe I'll come up with it before we're done.
Fisher DeBerry, I think.
Is that
Someone
it?
looked that up. I think it was Fisher DeBerry.
Sounds right.
Because at first I was speaking Sonny Lubick because I really know my whack coaches from the late
Yeah.
90s, apparently.
Yeah.
I think it's Fisher DeBerry.
Well, what I wanted to say was Fisher DeBerry ain't walking through that door. So
No, he's not.
no, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
Yeah. My number 2 is Eastern Washington. You got the blue turf, add in the red turf, baby. That's what I'm saying. We got competing turfs in this conference. Yeah. And then
Air
and somebody
Force football coach. Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
from 1984 to 2006, Fisher to Berry.
Attaboy.
22 years he was there.
Good work. That's good work. Somebody in this conference, I'm looking at you, Fresno? Nah. Needs to make their field white. Because this is America's conference, boys. You add Eastern Washington. You got the red, white, and blue. Come on.
Red, white, and blue.
This conference don't run, you know?
These colors don't fan these colors. Jeez.
I think that makes sense.
Maybe we should leave out the whole Hawaii aspect of American,
colonialism, like
and Pearl Harbor is the whole thing.
I mean, should we have to get rid of San Diego State then too?
No, they're fine. They're fine.
Right.
Yeah. Spain. It's Spain. Who cares?
No. Oh.
All right. What's yours, King?
My number 2, Montana.
That's my number 1, Montana.
That's my first honorable mention. I had a really hard time not putting them on this list. Give me my Grizzlies in that conference. I am moving forward, I'm a huge Montana Grizzly fan. You get them in D1 in the Pac-12 or whatever the hell they're going to call it. So on board.
Should we be pushing for them to join the Mountain West at least?
I love that.
I feel they deserve a bump up at least.
North Dakota State too, by the way.
Two of those, what are they? Big Sky deserve a bump up into the Mountain West.
I mean, I don't know how much Montana deserves it, more as much as North Dakota State does, but
they probably both have won last decade Big Sky championship.
I love the idea of Montana going up and then the Bobcats not going up. Ooh, that'd be brutal. Brutal.
Bozeman, Montana would not be happy.
Nope.
Oof.
They burned that place down.
Yes, they would.
Montana would just.
Might have just been a Klan rally that burned it down.
All of Montana would go on a wagon train to San Francisco and burn down the Pac-12 headquarters. They got wagons in Montana, right?
A lot of tiki torches.
Women do.
They do have that. Twos from the chat. WCP says Chico State. Yes, sir.
Love me some Chico.
Booble says OIT.
Oh, the Hustling Owls.
You know it.
Do they even play football?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think Southern does. I think they're kind of close.
Southern does. Yeah.
Western does too.
Yeah, Western. Yeah.
They were Idaho State. Idaho State just beat Western Oregon 50-10.
I watched it on fucking ESPN Plus. Yep. I watched some football last weekend, guys. I watched sports, guys.
You actually watched sports?
Hey.
I watched sports.
Otherwise.
Yeah. only the random fucking lower level Oregon colleges. That's what I watch. Linfield. Can't get enough. Can't get enough. Let's see. Nutian says Liberty.
That fit. It fits.
Fits the culture.
Yes. Culture fit.
Astram 541 says Matter Day.
Listen, their talent composite has got to be at the top.
Yeah, they're a feeder school for the entire country. They're got to be pretty
Bryce
good, right?
Young is beating the shit out of Montana.
By the way, WCP says, FYI, Chico State doesn't have football, but they do like to party. So
perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
That fits. Yep. Okay, ones. Do it.
Well, I had my one was Montana, but I'm going to pivot to they're bad at football, and I don't like them in the Big Ten, so they could take Northwestern. They'll bump their academics up, too. They'll help them out.
We said earlier, you don't just walk on to their lacrosse field on Lake Michigan in front of 13,000 people and beat the Wildcats.
Well,
you just don't do
it. Wildcats might be contenders for the conference one time, so there you go.
They did.
Win-win.
Won the lottery that one year.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who that person is.
Nobody knows, and you shouldn't.
Nope, no reason. All right, my number one is San Jose State.
Oh, gross!
Because frankly, the Spartans should be in this conference already. The fact that they're not included in this group just tells me how afraid everybody is of the South Bay in San Francisco. You know, they're like, nah, we got to bring in these other schools, but nobody else in the Bay because we're fucking scared. That's what it is.
Yeah. They don't want to get robbed and stabbed on away games there. So yeah.
That's a 49ers parking lot. That's Santa Clara.
Santa Clara, that's different.
It's different.
Right. San Jose's a little classier. A little more Silicon Valley, you know.
They might not be able to afford to stay there as a team when they play there, so they don't have the funds.
San Jose, most populated city in the Bay Area. San Jose State.
It's a fun fact.
Fantastic colors. Rich tradition. I don't know. Bill Walsh coached there. Did you know that? Bill Walsh coached there. I bet you didn't know that.
McIntyre.
Yeah. Did you say Reba McIntyre?
Ooh, no, but I didn't. But I'd like to.
Reba has been to San Jose, I'm sure, at some point. Give me my Spartans. What?
So Reba's got a new show coming out.
Oh.
Have you seen?
Not a sponsor, by the way. Yeah.
It should be. It's Reba.
It's Reba. Hey, I'm on board.
Mm.
All right, what you got, King?
My number one, the late 90s Marshfield Pirates. Very niche reference.
Hey, you're talking about a tough place to walk into and winning a football game. Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck walking, period.
Wind blowing.
Yeah.
The autumn wind is a pirate, just let me tell you.
Yes, it is.
It's always got that. The marine layer never burns off on Marshfield Field.
You don't just walk into Frank Geske Field. I made that up.
That's the name of the old That's the name of the old Marist coach. Yeah.
Okay. That's funny.
He must have been a Marshfield alum. That's why they named it after.
They got a 12th man that's the wind. They got a 13th man that's the fucking field that you can't even walk on. It's insane. And yet they're just flying across like. Ugh.
14th man, you have all the souls from the insane asylum where the school is.
Graveyard in front of the school.
It is.
Yeah, they're knocking passes down every now and then out there.
It's like Lord of the Rings. Remember the third Lord of the Rings movie where he brings out like the ghost army?
Yeah,
the ghost army comes out. That's what it is. Like the ghost army
I remember,
from the insane asylum. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Greedo walking through a forest. Yeah.
No one knows more Lord of the Rings than me and Ski. Was awesome, man.
I'm sure like our 4 listeners will know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Listen, we're in the minority on that one.
Clearly.
We just
speaking of minorities, Nuttian's number 1 is BYU. Ha! See what I did there. WCP's is San Jose State. It's 2 number 1s.
I don't like it. No, I don't like it.
You did like it. I mean, the sound effect said you liked it, so now you're just overcompensating. See, again.
You talking about Shannon Sharpe?
Again, bedside sound. Okay, Booble says Sac State. I like that. I like that. Sac State. SRAM says the Zags.
Oh, love the Zags.
I think they'd have to add a football program first as well. Yeah. And then that's it. Yeah, that's it. Honorable mentions from Booble: Notre Dame, Kennesaw State.
Notre Dame is going to have to join a conference.
Listen, we're letting the Zags in. That's the only Jesuit Catholic school we're letting in.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
And then he says Incarnate Word.
Word up.
Word up.
Whatever happened to them? Are they still fun and interesting to watch?
They had Cam Ward, and then they didn't. And
I remember during COVID,
and then
they were like a fun, wacky team to watch on your computer. And then
I'm going to say no, they're not fun to watch anymore.
It's a bold take. That's a bold. You want to know what? It's a bold stance.
That's what this podcast is for. Honorable mention from SRAM is Blue Mountain State.
Yes.
Yeah, on board.
The
Incarnate Word.
the ECU Timberwolves.
Maybe this Incarnate Word's quarterback, something, was it Zach Calzada? He's thrown for 556 yards and 5 tuds in 2 games. So
I think he's a Texas A&M transfer.
There you go.
Well, there you go. They're 1-1.
Armada. I remember that. It was a college football thing.
I don't much care for the fact that you know that information, King. That kind of worries me, actually. Yeah.
I have Twitter.
That worries. Yeah, that's a worry as well.
The interwebs has all the information you need, Braga.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know what that is. Is there an election going on? WCP's honorable mention: Stanford.
Stanford.
Too classy.
Eastern Washington, Idaho, BYU, Utah State. That might actually be like a legit one. Yeah.
Actual plausible one, yeah.
Yeah. And the early aughts Churchill Lancers, he says.
That wing T.
Jeff Rhodey just slinging the ball. Speaking of the Hawaii football program, Jeff Rhodey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But Tim USXB was on that team too, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, they sucked to play against. That was not fun. Not fun.
6'4" quarterback throwing to like a 6'7" tight end.
And yet they ran the fucking wing tee.
They weren't running the wing tee.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Have high schools figured out how to defend the wing tee? Have we got rid of the wing tee?
I think concussions might have ended people running the wing tee.
Concussions and like torn ACLs, I feel like got rid of the wing tee.
You know who has that in the college football game is Penn State. Like that's one of their formations.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's weird.
Gross.
Yeah.
Penn State joined the Pac-12 now too. Get that out of here.
Get him out.
Get him out. Springfield, man. Like, pray for Springfield. That's all we'll say.
All right, we got to get the fuck
We have
off.
to leave. All right, thank you for watching.
Next week, I'm dressing up like an official, and I'm literally having a whistle, and I'm doing 20 minutes, segment over. Speed up.
To credit where it's due, everybody has been in the chat this entire time. Like
next week,
loyal.
Listen, if anyone who's in the chat now or isn't but wants to do it, 56 minutes and 30 seconds is our goal next week. Hold us accountable. I'm telling you, we're doing it.
All right.
We're doing it.
All
we're
right.
doing it.
All right. We'll give it.
I'm dressing up like a ref. I'm blowing the whistle. Segments. We got to do it.
I love this. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Movie on Sunday is
Going
The
over
Fall
my
Guy.
Wi-Fi for the month. Oh my god.
The Fall Guy. The Fall Guy.
McDonald's.
The Fall Guy.
The bandwidth. My God.
Yeah, my bandwidth is over now.
The Fall Guy is on the cock. The glitchy cock. Watch it. Listen to us talk about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.